Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm
Yes.
so excited. So, how about you introduce yourself?
Yes. Well, hello everyone. My name is Elaina Burt. I am the current Miss Alabama's teen. I was crowned in March, and I am just so excited to hop on today. I have been kind of following along with you as well, so just was thrilled when you asked me on. So I couldn't be more excited.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that this worked out. You're just such an amazing person, and I can't wait to interview you today. Okay,
Yes.
so tell us about your journey in the Miss America organization, how it started, how it's going, whole thing.
Yes, so I started last year. So last year was my first year being involved, and I actually started as a rising star for Callie Walker. I have danced with her and her mom as my current ballet teacher. So started as a rising star for Callie, and I saw how both Callie and her sister Scarlett, their education was completely paid for. So kind of growing up in the ballet studio, I was surrounded by it. So I knew that one day I was like, this is for me. I mean, this is just incredible. So I decided to try it out. And last year was my first year being involved. And then I was fortunate enough this year, I did win the title of Miss Alabama's teen. And I cannot speak enough about how empowering this organization is. And, I feel like we hear that a lot. You hear how empowering the organization is, but I can tell you just that I've seen such an exponential growth in myself in just these past 2 years, and even people in my life, my friends at school that don't really know much about the organization, you can tell a difference. You can tell really a tangible difference in you, how your confidence builds, how you can speak your opinion boldly and be able to vocalize that. I think that this organization really just instills a confidence in us to speak our voice, and that's something that I have not found elsewhere. So I'm just so grateful for the confidence that this organization has instilled in me. And the sisterhood, I also feel like we hear that a lot, but you don't really experience the sisterhood until you're in it and you see that these truly are lifelong sisters that you meet. And I'm just so grateful for it, truly, and the opportunities that it's given me.
I love that. And you're so right. Miss America organization, like they branded themselves recently, is such an opportunity. And it's like a journey. You see people start in the organization as a teen and then go into the Miss category and grow up. And it's just so cool to see. So tell us about your community service initiative.
Yes, so my serve initiative is Charlie's Chance, Overcoming Epilepsy Together. And I guess I'll start with telling you a little bit about Charlie. So, 1 in 10 people will have a seizure at some point in their lifetime. And for my family, that 1 in 10 was my little cousin Charlie. She started having debilitating seizures when she was only one, and she's now 6. So I have really gotten to see what it takes for Charlie to become an overcomer every single day. She is nonverbal and she explores the world from her wheelchair, we like to say, but her smile can light up any room. And her mom, my Aunt Hannah, really became Charlie's champion. So she became an advocate for everything that Charlie needs to survive on a day to day basis. And that's really what sparked the passion in me to want to make a difference on a larger scale in the epilepsy community. So I have 3 main pillars with Charlie's Chance: to educate the public, to advocate for patients suffering with epilepsy, and to channel fundraising into the epilepsy community. So I have really made it. I like to say that my service initiative is like my life's passion project. So I have really tried to make Charlie's Chance my life's passion project and really immerse myself in the epilepsy community. I do a lot of work with the Epilepsy Foundation of Alabama, and I'm just so excited for the opportunities that this new title will bring and just the platform it will give me.
That's amazing. So tell us about flight school. I know that's been a big thing right now.
Yes, so I am currently in flight school, and that's actually why I was running a little bit late today, but we talked about that. So I was at the airport this morning, but this started with my granddad. So some of my earliest memories as a little girl are up in the air flying with him in his tiniest little 1960s plane, barely able to see over the instruments. And so I knew from a young age that this was something that I maybe wanted to try. And my 16th birthday gift from my grandparents was my very first flight lesson. And I have to tell you that at first I thought they were a little crazy. I was like, I don't know about this. This is a big jump to take. But the very first lesson that I had, I just fell in love. And honestly, the rest was kind of history from there. I am also in flight school with my dad, so it's a whole family thing. I got into it because my granddad and my dad is in it with me as well, which is super, super special. But I plan to attend Auburn University and be a part of their aviation program. So super thankful for the scholarships from team because that will make that possible for me. But yes, it's really snowballed into one of my life's greatest passions. Flying has. I
That's
love
so
it.
cool. So your talent, you're a ballerina, right?
Yes, I
That's
am.
amazing. So tell us about that, your journey in dance.
Yes. Yes. So I have been dancing, let's see, I guess since I was about two. So I've really always been a dancer, but ballet has always just kind of clicked with me. It's really similar to my personality. I feel like I'm definitely a ballerina at heart. But so I perform a classical ballet on point to a medley from the Broadway musical Oklahoma. And I just feel at home every time I do that solo, honestly. I have done it for a few years now, but it lights my soul on fire. I just love it so much. But yeah, ballet is just truly one of my life's greatest passions. And I have really seen the blessing that dance has been in my life. It serves as a really great outlet for me. So I plan to continue dancing. So yeah.
That's awesome. And I love that you're dancing to Oklahoma because I'm a really
Yes.
big like classic musical fan, so
Oh,
it's such a
yes.
great
I
mix.
love
I love
it.
it. Okay, let's see. What other questions do I have for
Classic for
you?
sure.
Other questions. Okay, how does it feel to be Miss Alabama's teen and to be heading to Miss America's teen in January? How does that
Yes.
feel?
It's crazy. I guess we're about a month and a half, 2 months out now, but it still is cloud nine. I mean, it's just crazy. And I feel like every day, sometimes it's these opportunities that I have and these things that I get to do. And it's like I've watched somebody else do it for years. And it's been like, I've worked really hard that it can happen. I prayed that it could happen just for this opportunity to, follow my path. But now that it's actually here, it's just crazy. And I'm just so grateful for, like I said, this organization. I feel like this title will really give me the megaphone that I need for not only for Charlie's Chance, but for just my voice in general, just to, portray myself and really get out in my community and make a real difference. I feel like that's what this organization really empowers us to do. But yeah, same thing with going to Miss America's team. That's something that feels like it just doesn't feel real. So I feel like that's the one thing that probably won't click until I'm there. And then it'll be like, oh, okay, I guess this is happening.
Yeah.
But yes, it's just incredible. And I'm just so grateful for it every day. I truly am.
What's the best moment so far? So you've been, like you said, how long has it been? A couple months? What's been the best
Yes, I guess
moment?
yeah, about to end May. So it was March 12th.
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, I guess a little over. But yes, I would say best moment so far. That's a hard one. There's so many. Okay, I would probably say I went to New York. I guess that was probably 3 weeks ago, maybe. So I went to New York to Giovanni to design my wardrobe for Miss America's Teen, and this was one of those things that I've never really designed a fancy wardrobe. Everything that I have worn, everything I worn at state, it's what I wore the year before, and most of it was borrowed. So I've just never, designed a fancy wardrobe like that. And going to New York at Giovanni, I feel like that was one of those moments that it was just an overwhelming sense of like, this is crazy. Like, this is really happening to me. I feel like that was kind of one of the defining moments of just, like, oh my gosh, this is real. But that was just probably the coolest moment that I have ever experienced because I just felt so, so very special. And then obviously we got to see Wicked that night, which was really fun. I had only seen one other Broadway show when I was very little, so loved getting to see Wicked, but just such a magical trip.
I
So
loved.
that's definitely the top of the list.
Oh, yes, definitely. I would assume so. I loved seeing all your social media posts that week. I was like living through you. It was so cool. Um,
So
I
fun.
know, it's like every little girl's dream, I think.
I know, that's how I felt.
Yeah, it was so cool. Okay, let's see what else. What are you most excited for this year?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I mean, obviously going to Miss America's Team, that's a dream. And some of, kind of the recent news we've been getting is that we will have it in January. So it will be much later this year, and I think that we'll be having Miss America and Miss America's team kind of all combined. So, that'll really be on the Miss America stage, which is just crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
I think really just throughout the year, though, I have seen just in these past couple months, I have these goals going into state of, if I am crowned Miss Alabama's team, these are some tangible goals that I have that I want to, that I want to go forward with. And I have actually a very similar series, kind of similar to this. I call them my sisterhood spotlights, and where I go with all the local title holders and we do an Instagram live and kind of just get to chat with them, because I'm a really firm believer that this is an organization that's not just about the girl with the state crown, but it's about the impact that we're making, collectively as a whole in our communities. And so that's just one of the things that I got to see of, okay, this was a tangible goal that I had beforehand, and now this title is allowing me to do that. And I think that's what I'm really excited for this year, is just having these goals that this title will really give me the chance to really fulfill them. And then obviously Miss America's team is going to be so magical. So
I love that, especially because it's such a focus on the sisterhood of it all. And I mean, you hear all these stories of these girls who are local title holders and what they've gone off and done. And it's so cool to see. Let's see. What else? What's your advice for girls competing in their state comps? Comp season is fully underway. What's your advice for them?
Yes, someone actually told me this right before I went into state weekend, because I'm very much so a perfectionist. I have my checklist, I'm ready to go, I want to have it all perfect. But something that somebody told me right before state weekend is that you have to be willing to laugh at yourself. Like, this is a process it can be intense. I feel like the first year, for any first timers out there, it can be intimidating, to take that jump. It's a lot to take in, but I think that being willing to laugh at yourself is a huge part of it. There are so many moments where you're doing, it may be a mock interview and you say something and you're like, where did that come from? Like, what are you talking about? You just have to be willing to laugh at yourself, because the journey, I feel like, is truly such a huge part of it. I like to say that once you get to that moment, whether it's at the state competition, whether it's at that prelim competition, that's just kind of your show and tell of everything, all the work that you've put in throughout the journey. But I feel like, yeah, all in all, you just have to be willing to laugh at yourself and to take those silly moments lightly, because they will happen. And I think that that's how you can really enjoy the journey, because the journey leading up to that moment is such a huge part of what this process is.
Definitely. And it's such the growth process too, like
Yes.
when you're going to have those moments, and it's all about being able to just,
Yes.
live with them and
Yes,
laugh
I
and move
totally
on.
agree. Yes. I
Okay.
feel like a lot of the personal growth also
Yes.
comes from the journey along the way,
Definitely.
not just that defining moment, but a lot of the personal growth, especially for me, that I've seen in myself, comes from that journey leading up to it. So
Oh
couldn't
yeah.
agree more.
The uncomfortable moments, you laugh and you grow.
Yes. Move on.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add or talk about today, or little shameless plugs?
Well, I just want to thank you for having me on.
Of
We had
course.
kind of been following each other. I've been following your journey for a long time, and I just think it's so great that I just loved that you're kind of highlighting other incredible young women in this organization. I have seen that, like I said, this organization is truly empowering us to make a difference in our communities and to really be the change that we want to see, I feel like. And so I'm just so grateful for you letting me come on. I've loved chatting with you.
Well, I'm so glad you were able to come on. I can't wait to share your
Yes,
story with everybody. It's going to be a great episode.
yes, yes, for
So,
sure.
yay! Thank you so much. I'll let you know when
Yes,
this is up. I can't wait for everybody to see it. And
yes.
that'll be it.